Hi, it's Thursday, it's the 14th of May. Look at that sunshine behind me in the garden, it's just so beautiful. And this morning I got up and I thought, why don't you make another little film today and talk about some of the impacts that coping with supporting somebody with genetic illness has had on you. And as I talk, you'll notice that my face is not quite right. One of the things that happened to me was about a month after Christy's funeral, my face paralysed. So that was June, first week of June in 2019. So it's nearly a year now. And as I talk, you'll see that my right hand side of my face is frozen, really. I say that it's so much better than what it was. Initially, my whole right side of my face was just pulled up so much. You know, my smile just went from here to up here. It was really quite, I don't know what to say about it, really. You know, I already didn't feel like me. And then to have my face impacted like this. It really made me think about Christy and how she coped with the world. And it made me understand even more her desire just to be seen as herself. She never wanted to be judged by her, or by the fact rather that she was in a wheelchair. She just wanted to be Christy, just like I'm Mulvia and just like you are you, whoever you are. Because for me, I suddenly felt that whoever I met would judge me on my face. You know, and so many people have asked me, you know, if you had a stroke or, you know, something happened, especially in those early months when my face really was very disfigured. And I don't know, but thinking about Christy just helped me to carry on, you know, to go out and about in the world, not hide away, still meet new people and still make these films, because what can I say? This is me now, you know, as I am. And time stands still for no one, does it? We can't wait until things are perfect or until things are right. We just have to get up each day and live. It's humbled me a lot. I mean, you'll notice a lot. I've made a big effort today. I've done my hair, I've done my makeup. But so many of the films I've posted here, I haven't. I've just pulled a comb through my hair and I've just perhaps put a bit of Bare Minerals powder on. I haven't really bothered or fussed. You know, that's quite something that's really quite unheard of for me. You know, for many, many years, the first thing I did when after I got washed and showered was always put a full face of makeup on. I wouldn't leave the house without having my makeup on. But yeah, when all of this happened, none of that seemed important to me anymore. Who cares? You know, Christy felt that too, I think. In her last year, she really blew up with fluid because her heart wasn't working properly. And so her body took on lots of fluid and she puffed up. And she used to say to me, I don't even look like me, Mum. And I used to say, you do. But I knew what she meant. And so life teaches us so many things, doesn't it? I'm sure that I will be using makeup like I've used it for many years. I'm sure that I will be taking time to do my hair. But I know that those things aren't important. What's important is, how do you make somebody feel? How supportive are you of other people? Do you try to do the right thing? And do you try to make a difference? You know, when I'm out and about and I'm in the supermarket and I see elderly people, perhaps shopping alone, I often do just stop and have a little chat. I'll make a little conversation. And so often they are so wanting to engage in conversation with you. And I've had so many people thank me and say, you know, I only come out to the shops every day just so I can see people because I live on my own. It's been so nice to talk to you. And I think after COVID and having to be shut up at home and not seeing people, I think we're really going to appreciate people a lot more, aren't we? We're going to appreciate the interactions that we have with others. I think when I work in London, I'm that annoying northerner on the train who strikes up a conversation with somebody. Or on the long journeys back from London, you know, I'll talk to people in the carriage. And after initial shock, quite often people are just, they enjoy the chance to exchange conversation. And it's always nice just to meet people and hear their experiences. So making this vlog is quite a natural thing for me to do, really, especially since there has been so much that I have gone through and so much that I watched Christy go through, that I can just share that information and hopefully it helps somebody. So where did I start this? I've gone off on one of those tangents again. I started it by saying, what was the impact? And that led me to my face. But of course, that was just this year. You know, I had 20 years of supporting Christy from the age of 9 up to 29 when she passed away. I won't talk about the years before she was diagnosed. Those were years, I speak about it in my book, where I was confused with what I was feeling, where I didn't trust my own intuition. But we'll put that to one side. Once I did know that Christy had an issue and that she would face challenges that she needed support with, because of the way that I think medical treatment is organised today, we face so many challenges. You know, often doctors didn't talk to each other. She would have a heart specialist and perhaps, I don't know, let's say a kidney specialist, let's say an eye specialist, diabetes specialist. And those people often didn't talk to each other. You know, I was the single point of failure. And as Christy got older, she was the single point of failure because she needed to know and understand everything about her condition so that she could challenge medical decisions that were made sometimes. And that comes with a lot of anxiety. You know, we spent a lot of time fighting for care support, fighting for benefits for Christy that she was entitled to. You know, just the PIP assessments. If I say PIP, anybody out there who lives with chronic illness or impairment will understand the angst that process brings. And all of that leads to a rise in the stress hormones in your body, adrenaline and cortisol. And the way that medical people have explained it to me is that some of the issues that I struggle with now, I seem to have some autoimmune problems and, you know, I have mental health issues. I suffer from exhaustion quite a lot. because of the overloaded adrenaline and cortisol that run through my system. I mean, I can tell you that over the course of the past year, I know that those things are coming down. I know, I can feel it. My body is starting to feel entirely different. But for 20 years, you know, I got on with life, raising my other children, managing my career. With those issues, I managed to do those things. It was hard. It was really difficult. And often, you know, you turn up to work and people have no idea of the things that you're struggling with. But I think everything came to a head after the funeral, and this is one of the results that probably made me stop a little bit more and start to think about me. I never had lots of time to think about me in the past because I had a queue of children. You know, and even when you've got adult children, you know, if you have them, that, you know, there's still advice that they need sometimes, and then there's the grandchildren, and you get involved in some of the things to do with them, and, you know, there's always calls on your time, isn't there? You don't mind that. You know, I love my family. My family it's my world. And I'm happy to help and support in any way that I can, all of them, and all of the grandchildren. And, you know, I'm so blessed to have been able to have a large family. And one of the other blessings is that now expands, because every time a child chooses a partner, you know, that's just another child that gets added to my brood. And you just love them all. But I want to say that if you are living with impairment or chronic illness, or if you support somebody with chronic illness, do think about yourself too. Do. Because a consultant said to me, he said, Mulvia, what you've lived with and through is really like being hit by an express train. He said, never mind a bus. He said, and that has an enormous impact on your body and your system. And that's why you've had some of the issues that you've had. And what you need to do is to take time out for you. Now, in many ways, COVID has forced that upon me, because I'm home. I'm having to stay home, you know, I'm not thinking about work as much. But what are some of the little things that you could do? So I guess a nice bath with your smellies and music, candles. If you're fortunate enough to be able to use facilities that have spas like hot tubs, fantastic. I noticed that one of the biggest selling things in these COVID times has become hot tubs, the blow-up inflatable ones that people can put in their gardens. You know, if you could afford something like that, wonderful. But if you can't, then once we're out of lockdown, the local swimming baths. You know, what about using facilities there? The sauna there, the steam rooms, the as I say, the spas. Those are good things to do. How about painting your nails? Pampering yourself? How about sitting down and having a nice meal and a glass of wine with your partner? How about reading a book, listening to music, having a chat with friends over a drink, going for a walk in the countryside, doing some gardening? You know, I find potting up plants and weeding and things like that, I find that really relaxing. We've also made a little vegetable plot and we enjoy spending time there. But yeah, take time for you. Take time to talk to somebody else if you're really feeling overwhelmed. I often didn't do that enough because, well, I don't know, we don't, do we? It's only afterwards we think about it. At the time, you're just on that little wheel of life and you're just spinning around day after day after day and just keeping up, trying to keep up. And you don't stop and speak to people about what you truly feel. A coffee, a good, nice coffee. Just 5 minutes in a quiet space somewhere and just enjoy that coffee. I hope that what I'm saying doesn't sound stupid or silly. It's important. It's important that we stop at some point each day and we just take time for us. You know, I speak to lots of people who tell me that, you know, they get up in the morning and they have a relaxation time. Some people do yoga, some people just meditate, some people just sit quietly, some people pray, some people go for an early morning walk. But they say that that really helps them starting the day, doing something positive in an uncluttered space that's just for them. There are lots of people I know who go to the gym after work and they say that helps them. You've got to find things that you like. You know, what are your hobbies? What are the things you like to do? And I know, I really know that if you've got a long list of things to do, and if you have got a large family like I've enjoyed, there is always so much to do, isn't there? You know, keeping up with things for school, keeping them on top of their homework, after school activities. There is so much that you do become last. And I know for me, when I'd done all of those things, there was always Christy to always think about and to make sure that she was okay and that she had the support that she needed. And so in this last few weeks, what I have noticed is the fact that I'm appreciating quietness again and calmness. And I forget what day it is. I forget what time it is. I'm not driven by the clock anymore. And that's really been quite nice. And I hope that after COVID is over and done, that we don't lose that. I hope that we keep it and remember it and appreciate time a little bit more and take some of that time for ourselves. So yeah, living with chronic illness, living with impairment, supporting people who live with those things will add stress to your system. It will add complexity and it will add worry. There is nothing we can do to stop that because it's not normal, is it, to cope with that kind of challenge? But we do it, we manage. But what I would say to you is, don't underestimate it and make sure that you always look after you. So that's it. That's my musings for today. I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're coping with whatever challenges you have. And don't forget, you can like my videos, you can share them, you can subscribe, you can click the little bell which will let you know when I post more musings. And if you know anybody who's living with the challenge of health that isn't always stable, then perhaps pass on my details, share my channel with them, because there might just be some things that I say that are helpful and just hit the right note for those people. You take care. Have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine. Bye.